Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another interview with Co-Creating Act. My name is Ricardo, and today we are here with Augusto Falopapas, and we're going to learn a little bit more about him and his journey in the art world, and just to learn a little bit more about his story. So the first question is going to be, who is Augusto Falopapas?
Well, hello, Ricardo. How are you? Augusto Falopapas is real Nestor Augusto Turalias. Nestor Augusto Turalias is my real name.
Okay.
Is Nestor because of my father. My father's name is Nestor, and Turalias, of course, of my father. And Augusto, I don't know why, is my mother idea. But that is the real name.
And originally from?
I'm originally from Argentina. I'm from Argentina. I'm from La Plata. It's a small city near Buenos Aires. And I'm from there. I have studied art at the University of La Plata. I have been working as a professor at the university for like 15 years. So I have been in that city a long time. And well, now I'm here.
You were teaching art in the university?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was teaching visual language. It's how to explain an idea using colors, textures, lines, and those stuff, and trying to not use a lot of words and create a message.
Okay, that would have been nice to have you as a teacher.
Yeah. I've been teaching there a lot. Yeah.
So you say you've been in the art industry for a while. You went to university for it, and you also taught art. So what is art to you?
Art is a way to express ourselves. It's a human expression, you know. It's something that is really complex. It's not like a definition that you can use as a hard thing, you know. It's complex to make a short definition of art. I think it's the way that humanity expresses himself.
I agree with that. I think it is definitely complex to really explain or try to put art in a box in a way, because I do photography, and sometimes a lot of people tell me I'm an amazing artist because I do photography, but in my mind I struggle with the definition of art and what an artist is. So to me, an artist is someone that uses like paintbrush and put it on a canvas, or airbrushes, or even a graffiti artist to me is an artist. But I've struggled with my acceptance of me being an artist just because I only take pictures. I feel like it's not exactly a creation, it's just capturing.
Yeah, it's the same. I think I have a lot of friends that are photographers, and I think you can express yourself with a photography as well as with a brush or with anything. I have no problem at all with that. I think it's different ways. Those are different ways of express ourselves. So I think photography is as a painter or as anything. It's the same. In my idea of art, for me, it's like the same. I'm sharing the studio with a photographer that is a friend of mine, and I really like his work. I think he create like abstract images with pictures from details about trees and a lot of things, and I look at those pictures as pieces of art, you know. So. That's your idea. That's
I think for me, I just struggle with that, just self-acceptance in that way of being an artist, because I've wanted to be an artist for so long that maybe now that I'm in a stage of my life where I'm almost creating art, I'm struggling with the acceptance part, you know, of just being like, you know, maybe I am an artist, you know, maybe I just need to understand my craft a little bit more, maybe?
Well, there's also art in media content. I think it's that way. It's a way to try to say something. It's like in in cine when you do documentals. Those are pieces of art. A lot of them. I have seen a lot of documentaries on TV, on cine, and those stuff. That is, you see them and you are seeing a way to say something, a way to create a history, and it's completely valid for the art world. I think those are ways of doing art.
Yeah. You see, I should have had you as a teacher. I think I definitely would have learned what the definition of an artist is sooner. Like I said, it's something that I've always struggled with. But you were saying that
the mean that I try to say with this is imagine cine director who makes documentaries like Werner Herzog. Where you think that he's not an artist. He's a fucking Werner Herzog. He's more artist than all are here right now. And he made documentaries, and his documentaries are incredible.
Yeah. So capturing emotions and just anything portraying a form of expression, you would say, is just it would be the definition of an artist, like someone just
it could be art. It could be art. It's going to be art. It depends. It's going to depend on the way that you feel it and the way you do it. And so it could be art perfectly.
I agree. So I understand you said you went to university. I understand you said that you studied art in university and you also taught art. What made you want to be an artist? Like what was it that drove you to choose that path?
I think I started with art when I was very, very young, because my grandfather used to teach me how to draw when I was really young. So I started making drawings since I was really young, and I feel good doing that because I think it's because my parents and everybody tell me, hey, your drawings are really nice. I think because they want me to be drawing and not to be jumping all around because I was like a quite problematic kid. To be quiet, they said me, hey, your drawings are really good, so sit in there and draw, please draw forever. So they incentivize that creative thing in myself. So I think about that. I started to feel good doing my drawings, my paintings, and then in the school I continued drawing because I have a lot of confidence. I feel good doing that because everybody told me that that's good, that's nice. And I continued doing that, and then I studied art at the university, and I find like a whole world around the things that I like, the painting, the drawing. I know that there's a whole world around that. There's a market around that. There's a lot of things. I have the lucky to have been in a lot of museums and things all around the world because I was lucky to have the opportunity to go and visit different museums and things. I think all those stuff makes you feel better with the art, and because when you start to understand art, you start to see different things. You start to learn how to read the images, how to read different paintings all around the history of art. So it makes you understand a lot of things, and then you can understand not only paintings, you can understand, of course, graffiti and those stuff. I completely understand. I think it's art. There's no doubt about that. But you start to understand that there's art in photography. You start to understand that there's art in in the dancing, in music, in cine, in everywhere. You start to see that in performance. Also with contemporary art, when you start understand contemporary art, you start to understand that there's a lot of ways to express ourselves doing art. So it's really cool.
Okay. I definitely agree that the more you allow yourself to be immersed in art, the more you allow yourself to explore art, the more you learn and the more you understand.
Yeah.
And I think that's my plan with this journey itself, of just trying to learn more, especially learning from other people. Like you being you having been a teacher, me learning from you how you see art is also teaching me and actually inspiring me to just revive that whatever type of denial I have inside myself, you know. So I think definitely understanding more is the way to really start to see what art really is. And with that said, I see some of your artwork. I think they're great. I think they're amazing, especially the blue bird behind you with the young lady. It seems like mixed media to me, but I'm not sure. It looks purely painting. It looked purely paint.
It's purely painting.
It's
yeah.
purely painting. You see, that's how great it looks. That's how high quality it looks.
That one is it's a collaboration that I made with a friend of mine, Dave. That he made the bird, and I painted things in the background, and then I put the resin, and it's like a collaboration. I love to work with other people. I think that the energy of art is in the network, in the art network, in the people that you know, the people where you can talk about art and you can work together and art things. So I really like to do that. So that's why you like it, because I really like to do it. So you can know that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And what is your approach to art? Because I kind of see it has a sense of realism to it, especially with the two young ladies in the background. Would you explain your art style as realism, or do you go back and forth? Because there are some pieces I saw that looks a little bit abstract also.
Yeah, I think my way, the way where I feel good doing the things that make me feel comfortable is a little bit of pop art. It's like a saturation of colors and those stuff, and also the drawing. I like to draw a lot, and the thing about the faces, the women that you are talking about, and those stuff is that I draw like the things the way it is, like in his real shape, in his real size, and his real shape, but not in a realistic way. It's like with lines and with those things who makes you look at it and understand that it's correct. It's the size is correct. His eyes are in the correct place, and everything is correct. But it's not realistic. It's like a draw. It's lines, and I like to mix that with plain colors and saturation of colors and those things that I really like to do that. And I think my work it's figurative, of course. I have like people faces, portraits, and also elements about the 80s and 90s pop culture, was about movie posters and characters from movies, or things about mechanic. I really like the mechanic books, where they have drawings about I don't know, things from cars, pumps, like things, and the drawings there. I really love those drawings, and I really like to draw that. And I use all those things. I mix everything, and I put everything on the canvas, or where it's going to be.
So, what would you say inspires you? Do you just are you the type of person that just sits around and then an idea comes to your head, or
I don't think too much in inspiration. I don't believe too much in the idea of you have to stay waiting for the inspiration as like something like I don't know, something religious. I think that I believe in work. I believe that you have to be working and you have to be constant with with your work, with the way you think art, with the way you paint, because in the working place is where the things grow. You know, when you work, paint, and you start you start to look, you start to see that there are things in the different work that you are doing that you like, or people, maybe it's not you, maybe some people came and when you have one guy who says, oh, this is good, a second guy who says, oh, this is good, and the third guy says, hey, this is good, or say, okay, there's something here. And maybe you paint a huge painting that you love and nobody cares about that, so you say, oh, maybe I really love this one, but nobody pays attention to this. So you start to think why, and you start to make those ideas in your mind. So you start to think, nobody cares about this, but a lot of people likes this. What's happening here? Is the colors? Is the lines? So you start to try to read your own work to know where to go, or where to continue.
So if you were to say you started a painting, and maybe you lost, the idea of where it's going. You left alone. You went to another painting. You just started scribbling, and something works, and you finish that one, and then you go back to the original. Would you often be inspired by another painting that you make to create another painting, or would it just
No, I'm always inspired in what I will tell you. I always inspired about movies. About I get ideas when I'm watching TV, when I'm watching movies, when I'm watching things. I start to go, oh, look at that image. I like to think about images. So when I'm watching movies, or when I'm watching TV and those stuff, I watch scenes that makes me think, oh, this is a really nice image to use, but maybe not the whole image, just something that I found there tells me, hey, you can use this on a painting. So I try to remember that, or to take notes to what to use, to what to do, and then it's working. It's stay in your studios, paint and things start goes better and better always.
So definitely, I think the idea of just constantly working, not waiting for inspiration, is the best way to be, because when you're waiting, it's almost like you're not working that engine, which is your mind, your creativity. So you almost got to always be involved in something creative to get you going,
Yeah, I believe in the, I don't know how to say it in English, en el ocio creativo. En el ocio creativo, I really believe in that, because I think that you have to be, you need your time to talk with people about to do this is what we are doing right now. But also you need time to speak with a friend. You need time to go to the Jorge Perez Museum to walk around. You need that to use that time for you, because it's the only way that you can learn things from outside your studio. Because if you are all day inside your studio just painting, it's really difficult too. So you need time to do those things. Most of all, I really like to talk with friends that are artists too, like musicians, photographers, or those things. I really like to do that, to talk with them, to hear them, how they do his work, his music, or his art, or whatever, or to go to visit friends at their studios. I love to go to friends' studios to just to drink mate and talk. You know, just to sit in there, drink mate, and talk with the guy while he's painting. So it's you need that. You need to do that.
Quick question. This is off topic, but I've heard you mention it before. What exactly is mate?
Mate. Oh, mate is that. It's a yerba. I don't know how to say yerba in English.
You
It's
can
like.
say it. I'll translate. You can say it.
Yeah, well, it's a yerba mate that you put yerba with water. It's like a kind of tea. It's some kind of tea. And you can have as much as you want. So it have no caffeine. I don't put sugar and anything. So I'm all day at the studio drinking mate and painting.
I just wanted to get into that because you've mentioned it often. And I wanted the people to just know.
Every Argentinian needs to have a mate near them.
So you speak of just of course you need to be in your studio, you know, working, but you also need to have a balance. Of course, the cliche is that the life of an artist is extremely hard and sometimes very dark. Do you feel, well, of course you struggle with finding what's going to be the next move, what's going to be the next play, how are you going to make money here, how are you going to make money there? Do you find that to be true, like the struggle of keeping up with not only trying to get some financial gains, but also just keeping up with life, keeping up with friends, keeping up with also art? Because personally, my this is something I always say. You can lock me in a room, just give me a canvas and a couple paintbrushes, and just don't bother me. You know, I feel like this is an escape. It's an escape for us. You know, but the question is, what are we escaping from? You know, so a lot of people say the life of an artist is extremely hard. What is your take on that? Like, just the life of an artist?
I think it's hard because it's difficult to find a way to live from the art, but also it's magic. You know, you never know what is going to happen tomorrow, and that's the way I feel and I live. You know. I don't know, never know what I'm going to do next month. But always there's something magic next month that happens that makes me feel better and better. And I think it's always something better. I don't know how, but it always happens.
I definitely agree with the excitement of it, of just knowing that you need to do whatever you can to make something happen next.
But to do that also you have to be professional when the thing that you're doing. Of course, if you have to do something, you have to do it correct. You have to do it good. You have to be you have to be a good person. It's like everything in life. It's nothing different than that. And if you are going to do a work for a commission work or anything, you have to do it good, and you have to use the whole things that you can. You have to use your heart and your life to do that, and things are going to go good. And magic is going to happen, so don't worry.
I love the word that you keep using, which is magic, because a lot of people, you know, don't understand the hardship, you know, and I can feel your enthusiasm, I can feel your optimism, I can feel your excitement. But my question is, because a lot of people can put on a facade. I'm not trying to say you are, but I like to try to really get to know someone, and because I've been in the artist space where I've put on a facade, and deep down I was kind of crying, you know, crying on the inside, you know, because I can't figure things out.
But yeah, me too. All of us that we are trying to do things about express ourselves in an artist way. It's difficult for everyone. It's stressful, you know, because you sometimes you feel that you don't know what are you doing, that is if it's correct or not, and sometimes it's difficult. for me was really, really difficult during the COVID and during the everything was closed, and that was really difficult for me. But here I am, and it's the way I told you. I don't know, magic happens, and it continues. It continues and continues, and it's always getting nicer.
You just gotta keep working.
Yeah, you have to keep working.
You told me in the beginning about your friend who welcomed you when you came to the U.S. Basically, your photographer friend that has also helped you with being in the studio, giving you a space.
Well, that is magic.
Yeah, that is
what we're talking about.
Yeah,
That's magic.
Definitely
I
magic.
arrive here, I'm lost, I don't know what to do. There's the whole country closed because of COVID, and this guy appears from the heaven and tells me, "Hey, Augusto, what are you doing? Nothing. Hey, you want to come to my studio? We can do something there. We can work. We can do photos, and also you have a place to work." Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah. It's super cool. I was on an apartment. I was like, I don't know, like in a studio apartment. I wasn't able to do anything there. And then this guy appeared and tells me these beautiful things and helped me with everything. So this is my angel.
Yeah. That's amazing. I think that's a very good story. Because it's not a story, it's reality. It's reality.
But it became a story.
yeah, it's reality. And a lot of things you don't see in this well, for me specifically, you haven't been in the industry too long, so I'll still get your take. But from what I know, there isn't that much unity and too much connectivity from the past. I don't know how it is now completely. I'm just getting back into the industry. But how do you feel about the Miami art industry? I know you're originally from Argentina and you taught over there. But now that you're over here, how do you feel about the industry? Like, is it easy to make friends? Is it supportive?
I used to live and work in Argentina for all my life. So there I used to I have there friends, painters and musicians and a lot of artist friends. So Argentina, they were like beautiful. But then I arrived here. As I told you, COVID starts. Everything was closed. Was terrible. But when it started open again, I started go to events and work with these friends of mine that have the marketing enterprise, and they helped me with my visa, and I work with them, and then I started know guys from the art scene from Miami, and I have the lucky of find beautiful people there, like this friend of mine, Dave, that I told you that invites me to participate with him as a collaboration in his solo show. I don't know, Gonzalo Fuenmayor is a Colombian painter that lives in here, and I work with him doing a mural, and he's a really friendly guy that invites me to his studio. I started go with him to see him paint, to help him with something, and it's really good. I really like the place. And then a funny thing about all this is that I didn't know too many artists in here, but this friend of mine, Dave, invites me to paint in a festival, in a Coconut Grove Art Festival. And then I meet a lot of artists there. Then he invites me to go to the Keys to paint in a wake park, and I paint there. And also there I was like 4 days in an event, and I know another artist from Miami, and everyone was really, really friendly, and I keep talking with all of them by Instagram and those stuff. So I really like it, and all the artists that I knew in here, they was really, really nice with me, really good, very good with me, and I don't know, I think it's really nice. It's really good. Magic.
Magic is the key word. Magic is the key word. So you said you participated in a solo show yesterday.
There was not a solo show. There was that was a show that the homework gallery. They made there's a couple that have that galleries, and it's a new gallery way that they move different places, making shows. They invite me to participate in his show with 3 paintings, but there were 3 more artists. There were Dylan Matamoros was one guy, and the other 2 names I didn't remember them, but there were 4 of us in the show. It was a really nice show. It was 2 weeks, and it finished yesterday.
Would you consider that one of your recent accomplishments that you were really proud of, or have you been in solo shows before, or have
I have been in solo shows in Argentina. These are my first contacts with galleries in Miami. So this homework gallery, I was helping them to do other things, and I knew them and started to talk about art and things. They came to my studio, they see my paintings, so they invite me to participate with them at this show. I don't know how it happens, but it's that way, you know. It's contact, it's networking, and I try to do things, to be nice with people, to go to events, shows, and those stuff, and doors started open to create, to propose what can you do, what are you doing, to invite people to your studio, to show your work, your art, you know.
Yeah. So this is gonna be the last question. So far, we know you were given painting tools and crayons probably as a child to stop you from jumping all over the place, and then you went to university to learn about art, and then you became an art teacher, and now you're in Miami, and you've had your first solo. Well, you didn't have your first solo show. You participated in a solo show, and probably will have your first solo show soon, because, like I said, your art pieces are amazing. But let's say 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I don't know really what I see myself in 5 years, but I know where I would like to be. I know that I would like to have a studio. I like to have a studio like this in the future, like the one that I have now, and I really wanna have the time to go to Argentina more frequently, to paint in there, because I have a lot of friends, I have a gallery, I have a lot of things there. So those are things that I really want to do, is to be able to go to Argentina and to go back and to work between the 2 countries. Is a thing that I really want to do in the next year. So I hope that in 5 years from here, I am going to be able to do that. I really like to do that, because I really miss my parents, my country, and all my things. But the art scene in here is huge and it's beautiful. So I'm constantly discovering different things about art and about life in all his ways. So I don't know. It's a thing that I want to do, is in 5 years, is to be able to work in here and to work in Argentina as well.
That's amazing. I definitely believe you are capable of that. Just hearing you talk, and even you telling me a little bit more about the idea of art and the idea of an artist itself, was kind of like you being a teacher itself. I think in the future you will have that may be involved in your future. I don't know if it'll be a full-time thing, but maybe you want to do it on the side. You know, if you have some people that comes in, be like, hey, Augusto, please tell me a little bit more about art. That would be amazing. I think all these things are possible for you, because I've noticed you work a lot. There's a lot of pieces here, and very big canvas. The canvas are huge.
Because I really like to paint murals, like big murals. So then when I start painting a canvas, I always feel that it's small.
These canvases are like 20 foot long and 20 foot tall. So I think all these things are possible with hard work and Magic. You've been doing.
Yeah, don't forget about magic.
Don't forget about Magic. With that said, I'm gonna ask you to tell us where they can find you on social media or any other places they can find you.
Of course, you can find me at Falopapas on Instagram, Augusto Falopapas on Facebook and those stuff. I have my website is www.falopapas.com, and I think that's all. I don't know. But you can find me at my studio. You can come here. It's easier.
With that said, we're gonna say goodbye. Thank you everybody for being here with me and Augusto and just learning more about him. It was an amazing interview. I'm grateful, and see you guys next time.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.